"You're not looking well, Tim," said Aunt May as Tim sat down to breakfast the next morning. "Oh, I'm all right," said Tim. Aunt May shook her head. "Mr. Berryman doesn't think so. He says you look as if you haven't had any sleep." "But I do sleep," said Tim. "Well," said Aunt May, "you'd better get to bed sooner. I can't help being out in the evening. If I didn't help out at the shop, we wouldn't be able to manage. Eat your breakfast." When Tim ran down the steps into the yard, he saw Sita standing by the old tree. She was talking to Sebastian. Sita was Aaron's sister. As soon as he saw her, Tim knew that Aaron was back. He ran over to the tree. "Hello, Sita. Where's Aaron?" he asked. Sebastian rubbed himself against Tim's legs and Tim bent down to stroke him. "He'll be out in a minute," said Sita. "We got home last night." "I'm glad you're back," said Tim. Aunt May opened the front door. "Tim!" she called across the yard. "Tim, come here a minute." Tim went back to the gate. "I'll be out this afternoon, Tim," said Aunt May. "I'm going over to Mrs. Brown's to give her a hand with the new baby. Why don't you ask Aaron to come over and have tea? I made some cakes yesterday, and there's strawberry jam in the cupboard." "All right," said Tim. He was surprised. Aunt May never let him bring his friends home because of the lodgers. Miss Smith always said she didn't want a lot of boys in the house. When Tim went back to the tree, Sita had gone, but Sebastian was still there. As Tim bent down to stroke him, Aaron came running across the yard. "Hello, Tim," he said. "I've got to go out this morning, but I'll be back this afternoon. Sita said you were here." "Come to tea," said Tim. "Aunt May's going to be out, but she's left us some cakes. She said you could come. I've a lot to tell you." "I'll come," said Aaron. "I'll get back as soon as I can. See you, Tim." He ran off. Tim turned back to Sebastian. Sebastian had run up the tree and was sitting on one of the branches. Tim picked up a thin stick from the ground. He ran the end of the stick along the branch just under Sebastian's nose. Sebastian put out a paw. Tim jerked the stick away. Tim was still playing with Sebastian when a very cross voice behind him said, "So there you are!" Tim spun around. Knocker was standing there looking at him. "All the trouble I've had coming to see you," he said. "Oh, my poor feet." Knocker leant against the tree and lifted one foot. He dropped the shoe on the ground and rubbed his foot with his hand. "Why you have to live in a place like this, I don't know," said Knocker. "And why I have to come and see you, I don't know." He slipped his foot back into his shoe and lifted the other foot. "What is it?" asked Tim. "I tried to go and see Melinda, but I couldn't get there." Knocker dropped the other shoe on the ground. "That's what you say," he said, rubbing the foot. "But that's nothing to do with me. I do what Melinda tells me. You better do the same." "I did try," said Tim. "So you said before," said Knocker. "Well, Melinda says you're to come tomorrow, so you'd better come tomorrow." "But I can't get out if the Stump People are about," said Tim. "Stop saying you can't come and let me finish, will you?" snarled Knocker. "The Stump People won't be about. Melinda says you're to go by the canal. You're to go in the daylight. She'll keep the path clear for you. That means you'll have to walk, and a good job too. I hope your feet hurt as much as mine are hurting me." He put his foot back into his shoe and stood up. "You're to come tomorrow, and you're to come alone. That's what Melinda says. I'd come too if I were you, but then I'm not you. I'm not Melinda's favourite, no I'm not. No, I'm only old Knocker, sent here and sent there with his poor feet nearly falling off." Knocker turned his back on Tim and hobbled out of the yard. Tim went slowly back to the house and up to his room. He tried to read, but he couldn't. He kept thinking about what Knocker had said. The morning passed slowly. Aunt May went out at last, and Tim went down to the kitchen. He sat there thinking and waiting for Aaron's knock. He had a long time to wait, but at last he saw Aaron come back into the yard. A few minutes later, Aaron was knocking on the door. "I'm sorry, Tim," he said. "We couldn't get away. I came as soon as I could." They went downstairs to the kitchen. Tim made the tea, and then as they sat eating bread and strawberry jam and cakes, Tim told Aaron everything that had happened. He began by telling him about Miss Smith's purse and how the key had come back. He told him about Captain Jory and how he'd promised to help him get back into Hollow Hill. He told him about the little man in the cottage and the Stump People. He told him about Knocker and what Knocker had said that morning. The only thing he didn't tell Aaron was that the hidden people would move into Aaron's house if they couldn't go back to Hollow Hill. Aaron sat and ate and listened. That was the best bit of Aaron, thought Tim. He would always listen. He never tried to tell you about himself when you were telling him something. Aaron must have had a good holiday. Perhaps he had an exciting one, but he didn't say so. He wouldn't anyway, because he knew Tim never went anywhere. "You know, Tim," said Aaron, "I can't see the hidden people, but I had a queer feeling as I came across the yard. I felt as if someone was watching me." Tim pushed back his chair. "Let's go up to my room," he said. "You can see the yard much better from up there. There may be someone about." Tim led the way up to his room. They went over to the window and looked down into the yard. "Look!" cried Tim. "Look there!" A little old woman was standing under the tree in the middle of the yard. She had a long black skirt and a black shawl over her head. She looked up as Tim looked out of the window. Even at that distance, Tim could see her black eyes staring up at him out of her white face. Tim stepped back from the window. "Is someone there?" asked Aaron. "Under the tree," said Tim. "Can't you see her? The old woman in the black shawl." Aaron shook his head. "I can't see anyone," he said. "There's a shadow under the tree. I did feel as if someone was watching me as I came across the yard." "It's getting dark," said Tim. "It's early to get dark." "Look at the sky," said Aaron. Black clouds were blowing up over the rooftops. The window shook in a sudden gust of wind. "There's going to be another storm," said Tim. Even as he spoke, a flash of lightning lit the sky. The crash of thunder which followed it was right over their heads. The sky seemed to open and the rain poured down, splashing against the windows and streaming off the roofs of the houses. Tim stared down into the yard. There was no one under the tree now. The yard was empty. Tim went over to the door and switched on the light. There was another flash of lightning outside. The light went out. The thunder rolled overhead. "The lightning must have struck the wires somewhere," said Aaron. Tim said nothing. He was used to the light going out when the hidden people were about. He went over to the table by his bed and lit 2 candles. He sat down on the bed. Aaron pulled a small parcel out of his pocket and handed it to Tim. "It's a present," he said. "But I haven't got anything for you," said Tim. "That's all right," said Aaron. "I got it while I was away." Tim took the parcel and opened it. "It's a torch," said Aaron. "I thought I'd bring you a lamp. A lamp brings good luck. But then I saw this torch." Tim switched it on. A circle of light shone on the door. "It's got 3 colours," said Aaron. "If you slide the top one way, it shines green. If you slide it the other way, it shines red." Tim slid the top of the torch sideways. A green light shone on the door. He slid it the other way, and the light changed to white. Then he pushed harder. It changed to red. "Thanks, Aaron," he said. "Thanks very much." "We could use the torches for signalling," said Aaron. "I've changed my bedroom. I was at the back, but now I'm in the front attic in our house, like you. I can see your room across the yard, even in summer. It'll be better still in winter when there are no leaves. If you flash your light in the window, I can see it and flash back. Different flashes can mean different things. Now, let's make a list of signals. They pulled the table up to the bed and Aaron lifted the wooden chair over to it and sat down. Tim got some paper and 2 pencils. We'll make 2 lists, he said. Then we can each have one and we won't forget what the signals mean. When we're going to begin signalling, we'll swing the torch round and round in a big circle, said Aaron. All right, said Tim. What other signals shall we want? Oh, we shall have to learn Morse code if we want to say very much, said Aaron. But we can have some signals of our own too. They worked out a list. 1 short flash meant yes. 1 long flash meant no. 1 long and 1 short flash meant I'm coming over to see you. 2 short flashes meant are you all right? If the torch was swung in a green circle, it meant I'm going to stop signalling or good night. We must have a signal saying come at once, said Aaron. You might need me. All right, said Tim. 3 long flashes means come over at once. He thought that Aaron would need the signal too if the hidden people ever moved into his house, but he didn't say so. If I see 3 long flashes, I'll come, said Aaron. I'll come at any time, even if it's midnight. It might be dangerous for you to come over, said Tim. There might be somebody watching in the yard. If I can't see them, they can't hurt me, said Aaron. I shall come anyway if you send a signal. Tim went over to the window and looked out. A large black dog was sitting in front of Mr. Berryman's house. Tim liked dogs, but he didn't like the look of this one. Is there anyone there? Asked Aaron, coming over to the window. Just the dog, said Tim, turning back. Where? Asked Aaron, looking out. Over there, by Mr. Berryman's. Can't see any dog, said Aaron. But I can, said Tim. It's over there. That means it's one of the hidden people. They went back to the table. You can't see the hidden people, but they might be there, said Tim. We must have a signal to tell you they're about. I'll tell you what. If I signal to you to come over, I'll send 3 green flashes, if everything's alright. But if there are hidden people in the yard, I'll send 3 red flashes. Red for danger. Then you'll know, and you can come the back way. If I flash red, come to the back door. If I think I can see anyone, I'll flash red too, said Aaron. 1 red flash. I sometimes see strange shadows. Yes, said Tim. If you do see them, flash red. I wish I could see them, said Aaron. Perhaps you will, said Tim. I can't give you the key because I promised Captain Joy that I wouldn't give it to anyone. The light in Tim's room came on. The town hall clock struck 8. Aaron got up. I'll have to go, he said. I don't want to, Tim, but I promised to be back. Tim looked out of the window. The yard was empty. The rain had stopped, but it was getting dark. The lights were coming on in the houses. You should put a bolt on this door, Tim, said Aaron as they crossed the room. Bolts aren't much good, said Tim. Doors just open when the hidden people want them to. Well, you said that the wooden bar in the cottage held against the Stump People, said Aaron. Perhaps you should have a wooden bar. They went downstairs. I don't like leaving you alone, Tim, said Aaron as he went out of the front door. I'll be all right, said Tim. I'll keep looking out of my window when I'm awake, said Aaron. Flash if you want me. No, don't forget. He ran off across the yard. Tim watched him. Aaron turned and waved as he went back into his own house, and Tim waved back. Tim shut the door and went down to the kitchen. Aunt May wouldn't be very pleased if she came home late and found the sink full of tea things. He pulled the torch out of his pocket and flashed it on the wall. White, green, white, red. Tim put the torch back in his pocket and began to wash up.